Welcome to Plymouth Regional High School as the Bobcats take on Goffstown. The starting lineup for Goffstown will be number 10, Ethan Smith at second base, number 11, Clay Campbell at shortstop, number 5, Connor Husick pitching, number 4, Tyler Santoro catching, number 20, Nick Libro at first, 16, Taylor French, third base, number 14, Will Sousey, right field, number 3, Nolan Giment, center field, and number 2, Carter Chenard at left. On the mound for the Bobcats today will be Garrett Demas. The Bobcats come in at 2-1 as Goffstown is 2-0. Demas with the windup. High fly in the infield, should be no problem. That'll be a quick first out for Demas. It'll be Ben Olmstead, the 4-year starter for the Bobcats behind the plate. In a familiar spot. Last time I saw Demas pitch, he recorded the win against Pembroke. Back on the mound today for the Bobcats and a quick first strike. Clay Campbell, the shortstop, trying to get his offense going today. Just a reminder, I will be joined by Athletic Director Jim Carey. He's a little late to the party. Demas with the windup. Rope to first base. No problem. It's going to be a bang-bang play, but that'll be a second out as Nick Quayle, basketball superstar, records the first out, or second out, rather. Demas with 2 quick outs. Beautiful day here in Plymouth, New Hampshire, finally cracking that 65-degree barrier. Demas with the windup. It'll be low and outside. Windup. That'll be roped on the third baseline. That'll be just outside, foul. And we are joined by Athletic Director Jim Carey.
Connor, how are you?
Good. Glad to have you.
Great to be here. What a great day, huh?
Beautiful day. No wind, clear skies.
No wind, no sun, no bugs. We get about 1 week of this. We're doing all right. I even brought your winter hat in case it gets colder later.
Exactly. It's about time. That'll be down the third base line, and this one could be extras as he will round second. The throw will be close, but will not be in time as Connor Husick, the pitcher, helping his own cause, getting to second base.
Good hit down the line and was hustling right out of the box.
Oh, absolutely. No hesitation there. Hit a similar pitch right before. This one he's able to straighten out a bit. Demas trying to get out of this one.
Just came down from getting softball going and some of the other ones. So what are we at? We at 1 out right now?
Well, 2 outs right now in the first.
Oh, okay. I saw the ground ball to first. What was the first out for us? Do you recall?
It was a pop-up caught by Olmstead.
Good.
Dealing quick. Santoro, the catcher, ropes this one down the left field line, but will go out of bounds, foul.
He turned on that pretty quick.
Oh. Santoro trying to help out his pitcher here. Demas with the windup. That one will be hit down the third base line. Again, foul.
Right through the third base coach. His kids will be talking to him about that one. Right between the wickets. Yeah, finally spring weather has gotten here for, for all the state this year. Really, everybody's been in the same boat.
This one was a high fly ball. Might be playable, but will be too far out.
That was a good pitch by Demas. I like what he's doing right here. He's changing levels. Almost got that one by him up at the letters.
Absolutely. Pitching from the stretch mostly, and you can kind of tell he wants to play at his own pace. Takes his time back to the mound, and that's what every pitcher should have their own separate approach.
I agree. He seems, like you said earlier, he's got good pace. He wants to come right at you, but he's methodical when he's coming back to the rubber. But once he gets on it, he delivers pretty quickly.
Got a decent crowd for today's game.
Yeah, decent little crowd coming out. Vacation week's always tough, especially for the students to get here. But, family members and parents, grandparents, they surely like this warmer weather. And as I said, no bugs for at least a week or two. And then it doesn't take long for them to pop right out. Good lead off a second.
Santoro will hit this one right to short. Should be an easy play, and it is.
Well done.
Retires the side, and the Bobcats go unscored here, and we will see you at the bottom of the second. Welcome back to Plymouth Regional High School here as the Bobcats order will come up. Starting, going to go through the order right now. Henry Green will be at shortstop. Owen Brickley at second. Mike Hogan will take the third base spot. Nick Qualey, the first baseman. Garrett Demas obviously pitching. Dan Carey in left field. Ben Olmstead, the catcher. Ryan Finkel in right field, and Devlin Costa in center.
So nice play by Henry Green to end that first inning.
Oh, absolutely.
It's good hands. Just nice soft hands. Comes up with a good clean throw. So hopefully, we did a couple games earlier this year in that brutally cold weather. I mean, I was impressed with both. I think it was the Pembroke game that was that the one we did together?
Yeah, the Pembroke game they won.
And kids were making plays. It's 36 degrees. It's windy. It's cold. Hopefully, this warmer temps will make it a little bit easier on everybody.
Absolutely, and this is going to be their first big test of the season. Goffstown, one of the elite baseball teams, especially in this conference. As you said, they're moving up to grade L, Class L.
Well, yeah, season. I like it. You're old school. You're calling it Class L. They now call it Division I, but I still call it Class L. Wyndham and Goffstown, and I think Portsmouth are all going up. So, it's they're on that line every year of being Division I or back down to our Division II. So yeah, all three of those teams are going up.
For the Bobcats, number 1, Henry Green. Shortstop, Green.
Talking with Coach Boyle before the season, that really stressed taking that next step forward with mostly being a junior-senior based team.
Yeah, but again, I think it's crazy here in sports in New England, even at the collegiate level. But it just comes and goes so quickly. But I hopefully the kids realize it's a season-long process, just like any other sport, and what you can't panic on any one game, especially the early games, and hopefully the kids just continue to get better, and you get into that tournament, and then and as you know, that's the goal of every team, and to be kind of peaking at the end of the year. So I'm sure that was one thing that he was hoping these guys can do.
Absolutely, and the best teams, obviously have short memories when they make, an error or a misplay. The best teams can really put that behind them and go to the next one. Do your job kind of mentality.
Yep. Yeah, this is a good test, good early test. I mean, that Little League World Series, it always seems forever. Seems like 15 years to see them in Portsmouth or Goffstown heading off to the Little League World Series.
Our quarterbacks coach for Plymouth State is actually on that team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Alex Sobolov.
Wow, yeah, all right, yep. And his dad, I believe, is the Londonderry athletic director.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Green trying to get on base early here.
Good leadoff walk.
Husick walks the first batter he sees. Good news for the Bobcats. Look for them to be aggressive on the base paths all day as well. And this will bring up
number 8, Owen Brickley.
So bring up second baseman Owen Brickley. Trying to advance that runner.
It'll be interesting to see early in the game here what you would think trying to get that guy to second is important, but whether they do it with a steal, could be a hit and run, could be a bunt, showing bunt here.
Pick off. He's trying to get in his head a little bit. Obviously, Green, one of the speedsters of this team. As we learned last night, it's a 7-inning game.
That's right. That's right.
I was expecting 2 more innings as he will go and will be in there easy as Green takes second.
Yeah, well done.
Well done. Great jump. You know, he didn't hesitate at all, no second thinking, and he's in there in scoring position with no outs.
Yeah, good job by Coach Boyle calling that, showing bunt, and pitcher went over there once, and second one's throws a high pitch, and no chance for the catcher at all.
Absolutely. This one will be hit down the first base line, easily gobbled up, but that will get Green to third.
Yeah, Henry did a good job on that one, too. He had a nice secondary lead, and read that as soon as it off the bat, and it was to the right side, and he was moving to third, so good job by Henry.
Big-time move right
Number
there.
3, Mike Hogan.
That'll bring up third baseman Mike Hogan.
Third base, Hogan.
With a man at third base just 90 feet away from taking the lead.
Well, Mikey's one of those kids you talked about. He's, again, one of our better players here, and he has really developed and matured in all of his sports, but especially baseball, and has done a good job early years being able to get a bat on a ball and see if he can put it to the right side or lift one to the outfield to get this run in the first.
That'd be big time for the confidence level of all these Bobcats to get that early lead against a great team like Goffstown.
Yeah, these guys, Goffstown, I think, in the last probably half dozen years, they've either won it or been in the finals 3 of the last 6 years. So they're perennial powerhouse for certain. Although it doesn't, their team this year, looking around the diamond, is still good-sized kids. But a couple years ago, boy, when we met them in the championship, they looked like men. I thought we were playing a men's league team. Here we go.
That one will be third base, and he will go for it. And that one is going to score Green easily as the Bobcats are on the board and take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
That's a good job. Now let's get it started all over again. Get another base runner on and get another one.
Well, Santoro, the catcher, didn't really even make an attempt to grab the ball.
Nah, their coach,
kind of surprising.
I agree. The coach can't be happy with that. I mean, at least, if it's not in your glove, you ought to be turning around and heading to the backstop somewhere.
And Green kind of hesitated there. He wasn't sure whether or not to go. Is that a swing and a miss for Quayle? Sorry, we're still on Hogan.
Yep, still on Mike.
With the windup, that'll be a called third strike as they will throw it around the horn.
Yeah, good bender. Caught him on his heels a little bit.
This will be Nick Quayle.
Number 4, Nick Quayle. First base, Quayle.
Nick's in his second year playing varsity here. He's done a nice job over at first for us so far in this early season.
The lefty.
Another off-speed. Started him with an off-speed pitch there.
Husick with the windup. Be another called strike. Count as 0-2.
Got to protect here. I would hope he's swinging.
And he will. That one will be fouled off to the third base side. Quayle's still alive. Solid basketball season 2 by Quayle.
Yeah, Nick's nice. He's actually, kind of known as our shooter, but good job protecting there as well. Good, known as our shooter, which he definitely was, and I hope next year he really, if he catches a ball in rhythm and and it's a good pass and it's a clean pass to him and he's in rhythm, if I'm coach, I'd tell him that thing's got to go up. And,
green light.
But he's also a good little ball handler. He's not bad going rim to rim. So, yep.
That'll be a strike 3, swing and a miss here, but the damage is done as the Bobcats take a 1-0 lead here, and we will see you in the top second half. Welcome back to this Bobcats baseball game against Goffstown. Nick Libro will lead off here for Goffstown, as Demas is still dealing here in the second inning. Of course, it's Colin Letty and Jim Carey with the call.
Leading off for Goffstown, Nick Lebro. First base, Lebro.
Demas did let up a double last inning, but no damage done. Demas deals. Inside strike.
Nice. Not sure if that's who's behind the plate, but they got a pretty good strike zone. It's generous, but see if it's consistent. But yeah, that was up. That looked good too. Nice
Another
job.
strike. A nice breaking ball there by Demas. Paints the outside corner.
Yeah, started them up and in, and then brings it again, changing levels down and away. Good job.
Demas with the full windup here. Low and away.
Good spot. Good 0-2 pitch.
Yep. Make him chase for one. Demas trying to punch one out here. It'll be high. No shot there. Be Libro, the first baseman. One of the bigger players we've seen out here.
Yeah, just what I was talking about. You know, it looks like he's
Something in the water.
over 30 league down there in Goffstown, you know.
That one will be a big swing and a miss, as that will be Demas' first strikeout of the day.
Great pitch.
Great pitch.
Punched him out. He, again, came back low and
No
away.
batting, number 16, Taylor French.
Had him reaching for that.
Third base, French.
That'll be Taylor French, third baseman, trying to get Goffstown on the board. So, Jim, when's the last time we've seen a home run here?
Oh, geez. You know, last year we had a few go out. I forget. We had a couple in a loss. I remember it was Dylan Donahue had one, and I believe we had either one or two others in that game. So, yeah, this is a I wouldn't put it past either one of these teams today. And, again, warmer weather help a little bit.
So. No wind to track them down.
Yeah, we've had some over the years. Obviously, Coach Underwood, he too, you know, Plymouth baseball has seen great success over the years. Coach Underwood, big part of that. Michael, who played for Coach Underwood, but we had some kids that really could knock it around. I'll tell you that.
Demas with the windup. That'll be hit right back to him, but that'll be a foul ball.
We had a kid, Jeff Beckley. He was a kicker back in the 80s. He went to BC, punted it for Boston College and Coach Bicknell, and then went on to the Barcelona Dragons. Actually kicked
NFL Europe.
NFL Europe. He put one over the old ski jump.
Wow.
And he was obviously a great kicker, called scholarship kid, pro. But he could he played all three sports, baseball, basketball, but he was a heck of a baseball player. That could be the longest one I think I've seen. He also, obviously the trees were smaller. I distinctly remember him hitting one over the treetops one game. So he could,
it's a long way.
He could hit it.
That one will be hit to the outfield. Let's see if we have a play on this one. It will. Routine right there for Costa.
Yeah, Devlin's real solid in center. That was, you know, routine, like you say, routine, but he's got some wheels out there in center.
Right field, Susie.
So how old is this ski jump right here?
This one, I believe, is, I think it's 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We came down a few years ago. The first one was built in the 80s by Normal Blank and a lot of volunteers, and, you know, it was over 30 years old, and it had deteriorated, and we probably should have done a little bit more. But it's also tough when you're talking about those old those poles weren't treated.
Yep.
With anything to last that time. So
this one is roped to right field. Routine, another one, and that'll be 3 up, 3 down for Demas, and we will see you in the bottom second.
Demas.
We are back, and that'll be the pitcher Garrett Demas here to start us off here in the bottom second.
Garrett's struggled a little bit at the bat early in the season. Here's a guy that definitely can put one out. Although at times I think maybe, you know, sometimes a kid that knows that he can put it out, they sometimes, you know, especially
overdo it.
Just let it come to you. And I think, you know, he's going to have good success this year, next year, moving forward. He's a nice player. Down 0-2 in the count here, though.
Husick with the windup. That'll be roped down the third base line. Should be an easy out, and it will be.
Well, he was protecting the plate and actually put a good swing on it at down 0-2. So.
Yep. And a familiar face is up next is number 9, Dan Carey, the left fielder.
Yep, Dan's.
Number 9, Daniel Carey. Left field, Carey.
Be interesting to see what he does here. He too can get a little anxious, but sometimes, you know, Coach Boyle doesn't discourage kids swinging at the first pitch.
Yep, and here we are.
Yep.
You know, it's a risk, but, you know, more times than not, it will pay off.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It's oftentimes your best pitch to hit. But again, kids got to be smart about it too.
Yep.
You know, it's got to. It depends on who the opponent is for a pitcher. If the kid struggles, coach may want him to go deeper in counts. But I don't. Coach Boyle, he's good. He likes kids to be aggressive and wants them to be confident.
Well, last night we saw in the MLB a 21 pitch at bat.
I saw that. That was unbelievable.
And I believe it lasted It was either 12 minutes or I think it was like 12 minutes long.
That's incredible. I mean, you think
It was a record.
Yeah, it was unreal. I mean, the Sox, I forget who was player in like '04 that was really good at that. I don't know if it was Millar. They had a Euclid. I guess it might have been Uke.
Mm-hmm. That'll be a high swing and a miss for Carey as he will head back to the bench.
He was overmatched on those. This kid's starting to warm up.
Okay.
He blew three fastballs right by him.
Absolutely. And this will bring up Captain Ben Olmstead, the catcher, who we talked about in our last broadcast. 4-year starter here for 4-year varsity player at least for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Benny this year is really he's putting the bat on the ball and getting some nice timely hitting and some, nothing crazy in the gaps or anything, but just putting the bat on the ball and getting stuff up the middle and some ground ball singles. And that's what can happen when you put it in play. He's had a nice year offensively.
Just an update that softball is up 1-0 right now. I'm not sure down 1-0.
Yeah, they're down against Goffstown. Goffstown softball is very good as well too. It's another good early test for our girls. They had quite a comeback victory the other day.
Really?
Yeah, they were down 4-0 against Sanborn, and came back, and I think they got 2 in the 4th, possibly 2 in another inning, and then 2 in the 6th, I think, and ended up winning 6-4.
Excellent.
Yeah, good win against good hitting team, Sanborn.
Houston with the pitch. That'll be fouled off by Olmstead.
So you're talking a little bit about the ski jump. So again, we noticed it just really deteriorated and it was unsafe. So we had community members just step forward and they did a great job. Raised over $100,000. Yeah, Ben again, ground ball, but protected 2 strikes.
Mm-hmm. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Goffstown as we will head to the top of the 3rd.
No, batting number 3, Nolan Gilmet. Center fielder, Gilmet.
And we are back here as Demas will still be on the mound here, and that'll be Nolan Gilmet, the center fielder, the 8-hitter. That one will be hit down the third baseline. Should be pretty routine, but it will be fumbled a bit. It will be close. Not in time as Gilmet will be in. It'll be tough to see if they feel that as an error or a hit. I have to imagine an error.
I would agree. I mean, again, it's got a little tough little lip there at third. I think it took a tough hop on him, but it looked like he let it play him a little bit. He could have been a little bit more aggressive.
Absolutely. And this will be Carter Chenard here in left field.
See if we can hold him on a little bit. Not going. Good pitch.
So like we were saying about the ski jump.
So we had the community members really step up and good support administration and raised over, I think $100,000, and people came in from the outside, construction people, never mind the monies, work. And similar to what happened in the 80s, obviously restrictions are a little tougher nowadays, and got it done, and it was a great job by a number of people, but, community members just really stepped up. It was
awesome.
Good to see, yeah.
Demas deals.
It's the only school. First of all, we're the only state that still runs ski jumping.
Really?
So if you're the state champ in New Hampshire, you're actually national champions. But there's now only about 5, 6, 7 schools, depending on the year, and we're the only one that has it on site on its campus. So it's pretty impressive, and it's been a big part of our culture. Skiing is in general, but
of course, up here.
But ski jumping, really unique, has been a part of the culture for a long time.
And Demas not letting Guillemette get an easy jump over there. It's gone over there. Deals. That'll be a big swing and a miss there by Chenard.
Hopefully come right back at him. I think it's one ball, 2 strikes. So don't get too pretty. Don't get too fancy. He seems to be overmatched, and no reason to throw an off-speed pitch. Plus the off-speed will let the kid go to second.
Check again. That'll be pretty close there, but no dice.
Yeah, he's doing a good job holding him on. So important for these kids, pitchers, to learn how to hold a runner on.
When you see guys like John Lester who can't even do it in the big leagues.
Right.
That one will be hit to third rather. Foul.
That one, Mikey, you can see Mike Hogan over at third adjusted. I mean, just really attacked that ball. I know it was a slower hit ball, but much more aggressive just on contact even.
Yeah, we don't see too many double play balls here.
Remember the last game we saw? That,
We did get
in the last inning. Of course, you didn't know. Again, it was.
I know. I didn't know it was the last one.
But it was what a turn. Remember?
Oh, absolutely.
Bases
Beautiful.
loaded, and gave up the run, obviously run, but turned 2 up the middle. I mean, that's big league stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, kept the game in check for them.
That was Demas at second on that day. But Henry Green, if you remember, he started it, flipped it to Demas. Demas made a nice turn, and that was a huge double play.
Absolutely.
I'd love to see it again here.
Demas keeps Guillemette on his toes here. So that's about the 3rd or 4th time he's checked over there.
Yep. Well, again, okay with that.
So you to play some double play ball. That one will be to the left. And just a reminder, the Bobcats will be at John Stark on Wednesday, April 25th for a 4 o'clock game.
Hopefully, with the weather, the calling could be a little tough. Ooh.
That one will be roped to left field, and it will get into the gap. This could be extra bases, and it will, as the runners will advance to second and third, and the 9-hitter, Chenard, has himself a stand-up double.
I got to tell you, that was a pretty good hit on his part. I mean,
absolutely.
He went up in the zone and got that and slapped it into the gap. Nice double. It's going to be a little tough to get out of this one for Garrett and for the Bobcats, but nice job by the number 9.
Number 10, Ethan Smith.
And this will be
Smith.
second baseman Ethan Smith up for his second time around here in the top of the 3rd.
I'll get the infield in already, so they're obviously going to look him back to 3rd and go to 1st.
That'll be a called strike there first. Great pitch right there by Demas.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, I don't think the last pitch was a bad one. Tough to tell from out here, but it didn't look like it was. Looked like it was up a little, and kid went out and got it.
Demas throwing that one away. Still taking that slow approach from the stretch, mind you. Demas with the pitch. Will be low and away.
Tried a little off speed. Yeah, that was off the plate.
Well, the second time around, you got to switch it up a little bit when these hitters see the pitcher around one time.
Yep.
Demas with the pitch will be a little bit high. That will bring the count to 3-1 hitters count.
I don't know. Yeah.
Or
we're
could be
3-1.
off there.
No, you're right. It's 3-1. Hitters count like you said, but Demas, you don't want to totally give in to him either.
That'll be a strike. This will be a full count here. Big pitch right there for Demas, and this is going to be a big at bat. That won't be hit out of play.
Good job, good pitch, good protection by the batter too. Yeah, we have also, we'll wait till this pitch, but.
This one will be hit to center field, and that will be at least 1, maybe 2, and as Chenard thought about it, but Ethan Smith with an RBI.
Yeah, both of those were, I guess, up in the zone, but they were. I don't know. It didn't seem like it was, right down the middle, but it seemed to let her high, both those hits. Goffstown kids doing a good job of, going up and getting those.
And we have a tie ball game here, as will be Clay Campbell, the shortstop, trying to bring in that runner at 3rd. Chenard started it with a double.
Yep. Good play by Devlin, hitting the cutoff man and keeping that batter on first base. And
we fielded it smoothly, and the runner will be off, as will be fouled, and he will retreat. Smith trying to take second. And it's always a tough call. Do you go for the throwdown if you're Olmsted, or do you play conservatively, make sure that runner at 3rd doesn't get any ideas?
Yeah, you definitely play conservative. Just do the right thing, hit the cutoff man, and keep that guy out of scoring position. Any level, especially high school level, I believe.
Yep. Demas dealing. Got to imagine Smith will be off again. And he will not. It'll be low. Demas, and the runner will go off, almost hits, but Olmsted, this will be close play, and he'll be safe. Chenard able to slide in there. Olmsted a little slow off the bounce, And not the situation you want to be in if you're the Bobcats.
Nah, that's a tough one to give one up that way. That was I almost had him too. It was close. I didn't see Ben.
It was very close.
I was watching more Garrett covering home plate. I didn't know if you were watching Ben. If you saw, did he get a little slow getting?
Yeah, a little slow getting there. Pretty similar to what we saw when the Bobcats scored, but still a bang play. This will be Campbell fouling it off.
Yeah, we gotta get it out here. With 2-2. Punch out would be great. Always is.
Demas taking his time.
Infield's got to be ready to knock it down. If anything that's in a gap.
Yep.
Keep that runner on second. If it is something like that, keep him from getting to home.
Well, Bobcats knew it wasn't going to be easy. This one will be high. We're seeing a lot more of those high curveballs there by Demas.
Well, hopefully he can. I don't know the mechanics of it, but you're right. He's gonna bring it back down where he had it in first, second inning, down at the knees.
That one will be hit right to Brickley at second. Easy play there, but that will advance the runner to third. It's Ethan
right.
Smith.
We needed one, that's for sure. That was a good job by O.
This will be the pitcher, Connor Husick.
Now
here.
batting number 5, Connor Husick. Pitcher, Husick.
Trying to help his own cause here with a runner just 90 feet away.
Again, the infield in. Good job by Ben.
Good job there by Ben. Is right. And Husick obviously batting in the third spot here and pitching. Obviously one of their dual threat guys for Goffstown.
Yeah, usually the case, isn't it? With some of these athletes, you know, they can do a little bit of everything.
Show-Otanis of the world.
There was the Sale I was watching at batting practice. You see that one the other day? Sale
I didn't.
Oh yeah,
he put one out.
Put one out. I think it was at Tropicana. Might have had the maybe he knew somebody and had the AC blowing out the right field for him. But of course he gave the flip of the bat, and that was the end of his batting practice round.
There's no one more fun to watch than Bartolo Colon at the bat, though. Quick meeting with Olmsted and Demas, trying to figure this one out, trying to make sure Demas doesn't get rattled here. Brickley is in a bit at second. That won't be behind the head of Husick.
Yeah, I don't know. It's down 3-0. I mean, probably being a little careful with him, but, you know, again, you got to...
Got to attack.
Yeah, I can't keep having base runners.
With the pitch, and that will be high. And that will bring Husick to first.
It did look like they were being a little careful with him, though.
Absolutely.
I think Coach Cronin's coming out
four,
out to see Garrett right now.
Tyler Santoro.
Yeah, just check where his head's at. I mean, you know, this isn't an insurmountable lead, and, you know, pitchers have been in worse situations, but it is nice to
absolutely
be sure to talk him through this.
Yeah, whether it's, like you said, check where his head's at, or maybe there's some mechanics that he's seeing, because like you have mentioned, he's been up in the zone much more in this inning than he was in the first couple. So I started to say our makeup game, we had a Kingswood that was a makeup game. That is going to be on Friday. This Friday, our boys are going to be at Kingswood at 4 p.m. And the girls, though, softball will be playing on Saturday at 2 p.m. So just if this airs before those dates, anybody wants to travel to beautiful Wolfboro, they can catch the baseball on Friday at 4 and softball Saturday at 2.
Demas back on the bump, trying to get out of this with just 2 runs scored, and the pitcher will be off, and he will get in very easily still with the slide, as Husick is in scoring position now for Goffstown.
Same thing with the infield. It's got to come in here and field a ground ball, look to third, and get the out at first. Obviously, outfield's going to be...
This one is high to left center. Should be fine by Carey, and he will crow hop, and this is going to be close, right over the head of Olmsted. A lower throw might have gotten him, but Goffstown will have a 3-1 lead with Husick at third.
Again, just about what I was going to say. Not a bad idea by Danny, but you got to bring that throw down a little bit. Looks like he
Number 20,
a little
Nick
bit delayed getting it out of his hand,
First
and
base, LeBreau.
could have had him, I think, if he brought that down on a rope a little lower.
Well, still a heck of a throw, no doubt about
well,
that.
you
I
gotta
mean,
keep-
a lot of power, but you need that accuracy.
Yeah, you got to keep that down. Keep that guy at second too.
Solid basketball season though by Dan.
Yeah, he's had a good 3 seasons, in fact, up.
This one will be popped up out of play.
He's just decided this past weekend he's going to be going to Keene State. I'm sorry to tell you that.
The rivalry.
But he's going to hopefully be playing soccer there. Their coach,
Awesome.
nice coach, and so that was good choice for Dan. We always say here at our school, kind of go where you want it. They showed some interest, which is nice.
Excellent.
We have a few kids. We have I think Lucas Johnstone's going Division I to Bryant playing soccer. We're going to have Tristan Kelleher, she's going off to Wheaton to play softball. So a number of kids going to try to play college athletics, which is a good thing if you get that chance. Not everybody.
Absolutely.
And as you know, going through it, it's a grind.
It is. I mean, it's an absolute grind, but totally worth it in the end.
Yeah, we have another scholarship player. We have Jackie Gallmer. She's going to be going off to St. A's for field hockey. So again,
Excellent.
I'm sure we have a few more that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but that's a
Football player going to Endicott.
Garrett, thank you, going to Endicott. And we got Colby, hopefully. I know that he'll either go to Dean or Plymouth State. A number of those football players could be going off and joining.
And this one will be just out of the reach, and that will score another run here.
Yeah, a couple, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but what it accumulates to is some base runners and some runs being scored. So
Absolutely.
hopefully we had to stop the bleeding here. As you said, knew it wasn't going to be easy. Stop the bleeding, get out of this inning, and move on. We're still got a good chunk, a good half of this game to play.
It's not over yet. A lot of baseball to play as Taylor French, the third baseman, will come on with teammate LeBreau, the first baseman at first.
There you go. That's back down in the zone, right at the knees.
Well, pressure's off a little bit now that there's no one on. Hopefully he can get out of this one. 2 outs here. Demas deals. That'll be a nice swing and a miss right there.
All right, 0-2 here. We'll see what. He's had 2 down low. Be interesting. Although again, they've hit a couple up in the zone, but see if he comes up, letter high, chin high.
This one will be hit to right field. Should be routine, and it will be. But the damage is done as Goffstown scores 4 runs here in the top of the third, and we will see you at the bottom. Welcome back to Plymouth Regional High School here. So the Bobcats will get their turn at bat. Down 4-1 here
19, Ryan Finkel.
as Ryan Finkel
field,
steps to the plate for
Finkel.
the first time today. A right fielder.
There's another guy that senior that's really had a pretty solid year here in right field. He's been played a clean season out here, and you can say they're routine, but we watched a game the other day in high school ball. Nothing's routine.
Exactly. I mean, talk about Plymouth State baseball yesterday. 7 errors in the second game against Eastern Connecticut. And Eastern Connecticut themselves had 5.
Wow.
So it really was, it was a sloppy game on both sides.
Yeah, it
Plymouth
happens.
State dropping it, but
Did they lose both games?
they did lose both games. The first one was more competitive than the second. The second was more competitive than the first.
Eastern Con's been pretty good over the years.
Yeah, I think they're the 4th team right now. Plymouth State standing is 5. As Finkel takes a strike.
USM still up there, like
Yep.
they usually.
They
are.
actually, Plymouth State beat them in doubleheader for one of the games.
Coach
So
Flaherty's still the head coach
Yep.
over there. Yeah, he's legendary in that neck of the
course.
woods, and his son, of course, played in the majors. Did you know
he's
that?
still playing, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, for the
Yeah.
Blue Jays.
He was Orioles. I don't know if he's
Orioles,
since
yes.
moved.
I think he's still in the league, though, from what I hear. They're ranked number 23 in the country right now. And Plymouth State has a strike 3 to Finkel, but, Plymouth State beating number 21 in the country, Johnson and Wales down in Florida, and then also, beating, USM.
Yeah.
There's 2 top 25 teams, but they just have trouble with the games they should be winning.
Yeah, they're
seems.
still pretty young, right? And he's hoping not that you ever want to give up a season, but I think he said they're a year or 2 away.
Yeah. They have a couple studs, just trying to put some consistency together.
Tell you need Need a lot of pitching in
Absolutely.
college baseball in New England, that's for sure. These doubleheader on the weekends, my goodness.
Yeah, and it's been so tough with not having any home games. Yesterday was their first one. This will be Devlin Costa, the center fielder, at the plate for the first time.
Devlin's an exciting player to watch. He's both on the soccer field and baseball field. He's quick. He's explosive. Yeah, he's just a nice athlete.
A big swing and a miss right there for Costa.
He also
Trying to
has
time it up.
For a young kid. He's got a nice way about him. He doesn't really get rattled one way or the other. Stays composed. Nice to see.
Absolutely. So Husick gets that one. That will be rattled off right in front of the fans.
Yeah, there is a decent little crowd. As I say, mostly parents. And
Well, on my walk to
adults.
class today, it seemed, all the whole high school was, all the high school students were just enjoying the day downtown, enjoying the park. This one will be close, will be no good.
Would have been tough.
The attempt.
I can't really see the line from here, but I think that was out of play. But great hustle.
Absolutely. Great hustle there by the first baseman, Nick LeBreau.
But yeah, this Plymouth State, any college campus, but up here especially when that first day of spring is, then college kids, everybody wants to get outside and,
Forgot to put sunblock on Saturday. Woke up with a nice sunburn.
Same thing. I did the same thing here. That's why I'm going for a slice of shade.
Yeah.
There we go.
This one will be rope, but will be out is Costa. It'll be 2 up, 2 down so far. As it will bring Henry Green, who is responsible for their lone run so far, also had a single. Scored on that pass ball in the first. Trying to get something going here with 2 outs.
Number 1, Henry Green.
Yeah, Henry's got that nice, smooth lefty swing. It's weird when I mentioned it the last game, I believe. But those lefties, it's something about when you see one that has a nice, even, long swing through the zone there. For the old days, I'm going to show my age, but Freddie Lynn was a lefty.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he was impressive.
MVP, Rookie of the Year.
He was 1970, was it 75?
75.
Yeah.
Jim Rice won it in 78. MVP.
That was quite an outfield with Evans, Rice, and Lynn.
Yep. This one will be hit down the third base line. Will be fair. Let's see if he can. Oh,
Nope.
will not be fair.
Yeah.
We'll go out of play.
Yeah, you could hear him. He was a little bit different signal, but I heard the voice. Didn't see the hands go up as quickly as they normally do.
Yep.
See if Henry can, as you say, get on base here and create something on the base pass for himself.
Trying to get something going here. In
2
the
and
bottom
2.
of the third. 2-2 the count. Green. High. Doesn't chase here. That'll be a full count. Ethan Smith responsible for the RBI for Goffstown in the last inning. One of them. This one will be hit right to the shortstop. Should be a close call, and it will go over the head and will be out of play as Henry Green should be getting to second base, and he will with 2 outs here as the Bobcats try and get something going here.
Yeah, you know what? It was, again, very good hands by that shortstop. Made a nice play, fielding the ground ball, but just kind of almost like Danny's throw, a little over-aggressive, got away from him a little bit. But, good hard throw. He didn't try to short arm it or back off and just got away from him. But impressed with Henry's hustle down the line. The catcher was hustling to try to back
Number
up.
8, Owen
Yeah, we have a short out of bounds over
Yeah.
there. It's tough for that catcher to stop that, but everybody was hustling.
Absolutely. And this will be Owen Brickley here, the second baseman, trying to advance this runner. And Green did a good job putting the pressure on the shortstop as he was booming down the line.
Yep. He and I noticed the batter before him, Devlin, was doing the same. You got to do that. Put a little pressure on the fielders.
Husick with the throw. That'll be high.
Couple off-speed pitches that he started with Owen. First one was a strike. This one was up in the zone. Henry getting this good lead.
Husick trying to get out of this inning here. That'll be high and away.
Good job by O laying off that one. That's tough when you're seeing it. And he's got some good pop. This, you said it's Husick? Is that his name?
Husick, yep.
He's got some pop. That's hard to lay off of.
Everybody likes the high ones.
Yeah.
That one will be low, and will be a pass ball as Green will get to third. That's the second time he will advance on a pass ball. He's just 90 feet away from making this a 2-run game.
Yeah, that would be good, as we say. You know, something with 2. Henry, however he had to get on, whether it was a walk, base hit, or I think that one, I'll probably give it an error on the throw, but.
Yep. Husick. That'll be a strike here.
Full count?
I believe so.
Always got to protect here. We'll see.
Husick with the throw. That will be hit softly. It will be close here, and that will not be good as they strand a runner at third, and the score is still 4-1 in favor of Goffstown as we head to the top of the 4th. And we are back here for the top of the 4th here. The Bobcats try and stop the bleeding as it is 4-1.
Had a little life that last would have been good to get a run back, just that momentum. But little life, and as you said, kind of if we get out of here with a clean inning, that would be helpful.
Right field.
Absolutely. This will be number 14, Will Susi, the right fielder. Deem is still out there.
It's a way to come right at him. Smart by the batter, though. It was, it's 2-0 count. It wasn't a pitch that he wanted. So good for Garrett coming right at him. 2-1. See what happens here.
It'll be low, bouncing in.
Look to guide that one a little bit.
Yeah. And so we have lacrosse on the football field this year.
Yeah, it was
For the first time.
Well, I mean, it was an easy decision on on our part. I mean, it's we don't have the use of the lacrosse/soccer field this spring because of the construction. And when we talked about it earlier, can we pull it off? But if anybody went around that side of the building right now, it is opened up. You can see right through.
Oh, yeah, right through it from the street, too.
Yeah, all the way. I mean, from that, I think the renovation of the vocational building, not renovation, it was built, the vocational end of it, in the early 80s. So you now can see to the wall of the original building. And
wow.
There's no way we could have people back there.
And the runner will be off as this one will be hit to center. They got to communicate here.
Yep.
That'll bring the runner back to first as Susi and Gumet with the first out of the inning.
Just to tell you, they not that it's anything that major, but you see that Devlin's wearing number 2. And, Coach Boyle, probably like a lot of programs, I don't know how they do it, but this is a little bit different than what they've done in the past.
Yep.
But they're to call their own number. So
really?
You heard Devlin calling 2, 2, 2, 2.
Oh, okay.
And it's not their position, or Danny would be calling 9, 9, 9, 9. So
makes sense for the communication part because it's so hard when you're hearing like a me or you.
Correct.
It's better than that. You know what I mean?
It's a little cleaner with the number. Absolutely. Ooh.
And that one will be close.
That was close. So I think it is cleaner. In mine. You get two kids yelling that. And
exactly.
So that seems to have worked. But yeah, so to go back and talk about the lacrosse on the football field. We're doing it for 1 year. It is that if anybody driving on Highland Street, if they, not that I'm telling them to look to the side because you got to avoid the potholes. But you peek down at that soccer lacrosse field, and it is in great shape this year. And hopefully, we had a tough fall 2 falls ago, and again, Jim Blake and the grounds crew did an incredible job getting it back. So maybe, in hindsight, we got him.
This will be a pickle here.
You got to run him. A
little late, but he will be out. And it looked like the Bobcats might have gotten away with a friendly call there, but
you know what?
Great job right there by the Bobcats gunning him down.
Again, you want to be err on the side of going back to the base, but that was a little late. And you know what? Good for the Goffstown coaches they're not even arguing that because I'm quite certain they're upset with their kid.
Oh, of course.
So they didn't even. Good for them for not questioning that call. It was. Maybe I'm a little old school, but I like seeing that. If a kid makes a mistake and the defense makes the right play. If it's close, let's err on the side of out. And I think the
course.
umpire did that. Of course, now in any Major League Baseball and any pro sport, they go to instant replay and they maybe miss it by a half. God, I cannot stand
Exactly.
replay.
It's just, sports are human error games with human error refs, and that's kind of how it should be.
You know what?
At least in baseball.
All of them. I agree with you completely, and that's the best point. Like, whether people look back on Billy Buckner and the ball going through his legs, or who was the manager for the Sox that left Pedro?
Grady Little.
Grady Little. I mean, people question whether they be players or they question coaches or they question anybody. The umpire is part of the game as well. It's a human game. They make mistakes.
This one will be hit to short. Should be routine, and it will be 3 up, 3 down for the Bobcats. As Demas has a nice inning here, and the score will still be 4-1 with the Bobcats back up, trying to get this thing all tied up. And we are back here at Plymouth Regional High School. The Bobcats find themselves down 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th here. As Husick, the pitcher for Goffstown, is still pitching a masterful game so far.
Yeah, seems like he's gotten a little stronger. Or his stuff has gotten a little sharper, I should say.
Mike Hogan up for the Bobcats, third baseman. Big swing and a miss there. But we do have a beautiful day out. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And the scenery is so nice too, with the mountains and everything. And, just like at the Plymouth State complex.
This one, I can remember when I came to interview my very first time here and looked out back to the football field and baseball field and ski jump, and it's a great setting.
Oh, yeah,
great
absolutely.
Great place.
And it's all connected too. It's not like, my high school, it's the baseball field's over there, the football field's here, so you kind of have to, 5-minute walk here and there.
Yeah.
So here it's all together, and that'll be a called third strike here on Hogan, as Husick has another K. And that'll bring up Nick Qualey, the first baseman.
Hopefully Nick can
get something going here.
Yeah, shorten up his swing a little bit here. I think you don't want the kids to get defensive, but right now, like you said, we had a couple big cuts, big swings and misses, and if you haven't produced much, you gotta get the bat on the ball and get some base runners going. But he's keeping as a good. He's started with an off-speed pitch a couple times here today.
Qualey trying to get something going here, be a catalyst for this Bobcats team offensively. That one will be hit in between first and second. It'll be a pretty close play, but will be Qualey, and that'll be 2 quick outs for the Bobcats as Garrett Demas comes up, the pitcher, trying to help his own cause.
Yep.
Getting a run on the board.
Yeah.
Number 11, Garrett Demas.
Yeah, we're
Mr. Demas.
weather-wise, like you said, Plymouth State just getting on. It's been tough we've been fortunate. We get that first week, we got 2 games, and it was incredible. Yeah. And then, of course, we got that snow on Monday. It wasn't snow, it was cement.
Slush. I don't even know. That might have been the worst weather I've seen up here for any time of the year. Snow is snow, and if you get a lot of it, obviously, but that was something else. Those were bricks coming down.
Yeah, I agree. It was cement that just stayed there, and that put us back last week, But so that's why this past couple days, just the sun coming out, and finally the warm temps has been huge for the fields.
So do PE classes ever take place on the fields out here?
We have behind the football field is where we oftentimes do it on both ends. At times I might use a little bit of right field here. Obviously this early in the spring I will not. But, once it's taken and come out of dormancy, we'll use right field a little bit. But we'll come out to the tennis courts, probably do a pretty good tennis unit. So it's been too
cold. Are you a
cold.
PE teacher as well?
I am.
Okay.
This has been even Mr. Linehan behind me. It's a combo job of partial PE teacher and partial athletic director. So there's some goods and bads to that.
Of course.
It gets a little tough time-wise.
That'll be a strike there as the Bobcats go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th as they try and keep this a 3-run game in the top, and we will see you in the top of the 5th. Ethan Smith, the second baseman, will be starting it off here for Goffstown, responsible for an RBI. Demas still in there. This one will be hit high, but should be capable for right field. As Ryan Finkel makes the out. That'll be a first quick out, first swing
Yeah, both pitchers are dealing pretty quick and throwing strikes, and just what you want to see.
And besides that one tough inning, Deems having a pretty nice day.
He's having a great day.
know?
Just kind of, lost a little bit of control, lost a little bit of that accuracy in that inning.
This will be Clay Campbell, the shortstop, trying to get his team going. That one will be an outside ball. Deems trying to get a second out here. This one will be hit down the first base line just by Quayle, and Campbell will have a fifth inning single.
Yeah, good solid hit in the gap in between the first and second.
Hopefully we can see some double play ball here. And so the football championships, state championships, no longer take place at home. There's a neutral site, correct?
This is correct, yeah. And that's, there's some good and bad to that. I think the good, obviously, is getting kids down to that venue at UNH, which is now new and improved. A bad might be that you don't get the same crowds that you used to maybe get at a championship game. And that after championship game, being able to get on both teams onto the field and celebrate. Now you really can't do that at UNH. They keep you off. So those are some of the things that you go back and forth on. But probably fairness-wise, having a neutral site is the right thing to do. I know down in Mass we were. Even in the 80s, we used to go to Holy Cross. We were Central Mass.
Yeah. And now we're at Gillette.
This is before
my junior year. We played at Gillette Stadium.
Yeah,
it was
which
an
is
awesome
great.
Experience.
Yeah, UNH was a great experience for the kids.
Yeah. It's a big venue. You know what I mean? There's the stands and all the lights and everything.
And for your guys that like watching, not going to say old timers, but people that enjoy watching high school sports can go down and watch all three championships on one day. That's great instead of the neutral site.
Well, Massachusetts, there's about 10 state champions. I don't even know how they do it now. But
it seems to change so often. I think I recall that you used to have. I think, again, early 80s, it was probably maybe 6 divisions in the East. We probably had 3 in Central, and you had probably 2 out West. And I think they even have more than what you're saying right now.
Oh, much more. Yeah. This could be 2, but will not, as they get the second out of the inning here.
I think they made the smart play. That was going to be very difficult to get 2. Mikey did his, had to go a decent distance to his left, made sure he got the out instead of trying to make something out of nothing.
Now batting number 4, the catcher, Tyler Santoro.
This will be Tyler Santoro, the catcher here, trying to advance this runner, keep this inning going. But Deems looks solid so far.
Yeah, he's been good, and it's nice to see him. He's going.
And the catcher is off. This will be a close throw, will not be in time, and will be in center field as Husick will go all the way to third.
Yeah, it was tough. I don't know if
tough play right there.
I don't know if Owen got a glove on that and knocked it down because Mikey.
I think the angle it was. I think it shifted it a little more to right field.
Yeah, because Henry was there backing up, but it somehow kicked off to everybody's left and allowed him to go to third. Tough break.
Heads up base running right there by Husick, recognizing that. Demas is a little bit in trouble here right now with the runner just 90 feet away from the plate.
Great pitch.
His battering mate Santoro trying to advance, take a 5-1 lead.
1-1 count.
1-1 count. Demas deals from the stretch. Will be a called strike. 1-2.
That was a great pitch.
Absolutely. This will be a big out here for Demas if he can get it. Not change his approach at all. Keep going after him. The windup. That one will be hit and will be fair as Olmsted has no problem with it. They strand a runner at third as the score is still 4-1 as the Bobcats will bat in the bottom of the 5th. We have an update from the softball field down at D&M Park as the Bobcats have tied it up here and it is 1-1 against Goffstown.
Nice. So what did you say? What inning did we?
Bottom of the 5th.
Super. Boy, this kid's dealing. He's coming right, people.
Absolutely. This will be Dan Carey at the plate. Husick's still out there.
Yeah, his pitch count can't be very high. Neither one, but his is much lower than Garrett's, I believe.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine. He's been working much more smoothly here, not allowing many base runners.
Dan trying to get out of the box a little bit and slow his rhythm down. I don't know if anything will work, but
Kid is dealing. With the windup, that'll be a bottom of the strike zone. First call strike here.
now that puts you on the defensive. Our hitters have been on the defensive a lot, down in the count a lot today.
That won't be low. So we have some record books here, Jim.
Yeah, we have NHIAA does a good job of having all their sports, and so we kind of have looked at some of the history. Obviously, as I had mentioned, you had talked about.
It'll be a strike 3 as Dan Carey will head back to the bench.
Going down looking not good. Got to be swinging the bat, but
Time to be aggressive as Ben Olmstead, the catcher, will be up at the plate.
again, this kid's kept us off balance. We have had some kids trying to be aggressive early in the early in count, and we've grounded out a lot today. But he's coming right at us. He's not working around people. Good for him. But yeah, just like to know a little bit of history. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, never mind Goffstown, but we've had quite a bit of success on the baseball side as well. A lot of that has been Coach Underwood. I believe they have 6 championships under Coach Underwood, who was here many, many years. Won 3 in a row in the 80s, and then when we jumped up to Class I, later he had a handful in the 90s in Class I, and then a number of runner-ups as well. So
Nice.
yeah, it's good to know the history. I mean, obviously people talk about our football and 25 championships there, but skiing has had an impressive run in both boys and girls. They both have double digits.
And Olmstead, this one will be close as a strike 3 and should be safe here. And the Goffstown pitcher and coaching staff not liking the call, but take the base runners as you can get them, Jim.
Yeah, he definitely got the right call. The kid had to jump for that.
He tried with the tag, but he was too late.
Yeah, I think that's what the pitcher was asking. To get him with the tag. Good hustle by Ben.
Absolutely. And this will be Ryan Finkel, the right fielder, trying to advance these runners, get something going here as the Bobcats find themselves down 3 here in the bottom 5th. With the windup, almost getting away from Santoro.
You never know. Again, we talked about it last game. It doesn't take much to get a little bit of a rally going. So
Absolutely.
I think it'll be hard against this pitcher, but
Shows bunt, and he will get it down.
safe.
Should be safe here as he went off the bag.
Well done.
And we have 2 runners on here for the Bobcats. They get a little rally going. In the bottom of the order, this will be Devlin Costa trying to get some runs in for the Bobcats as they, again, down 4-1.
Yep, 2 plays in a row there. Again, maybe the pitcher trying to make something, try to make a great play instead of just taking the simple out at first.
Taking a risk does not pay off here. As the Bobcats have 2 on with 1 out.
Told you, I just like Devlin's competitiveness here. Now we got two runners on. Let's see if he can.
Showing bunt as he will get back to second. Close call there. A throw not so high might have made it a little closer.
Pretty good throw by the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad, not a real dangerous play either. I mean, you got center field backing him up if it happens to go by.
But Costa trying to get this rally going as he shows bunt. Ball getting away from Santoro. No advance, though.
See if we can get him a little rattled here. See if.
It's the first time he's really been challenged.
Yeah, in a couple innings since the first, right?
Exactly. Husick deals. Showing bunt. That'll be popped up. Will not be good as this will be an interesting call here. Gets the out.
I wonder how close that is to infield fly rule.
That's what I was assuming.
Yeah, it has to be a routine play, so obviously that's why the umpire didn't call it.
Nothing really you could do there if you're the base runners. You got to be conservative.
Absolutely.
Shortstop, Green.
And this will be Henry Green back to the top of the order here, the shortstop. If they're going to attack, it's right now. The tying run at the plate. Be a called strike.
Kid's not afraid to start off with some off-speed stuff.
Nope.
All game long, he's mixed it up well.
He's done a good job of that, keeping the Bobcats on their toes all day. Husick deals. Inside strike, it will be down 0-2 in the count. Need a little home run ball right now.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be nice?
Gonna be tough 0-2.
Trying to protect the plate here. And that one will be swung hard but out of play. Protecting the plate, doing a good job.
That was two little kids playing over in the woods. It was, you always worry about those foul balls, you know.
Keep your head on a swivel if you're a fan.
Fenway Park, you got 36,000 people protecting you. Everybody going for it.
Exactly. This one will be hit up the gap. Will be close, as this will be the third out of the inning. The Bobcats strand 2 here. The score is still 4-1 as we head to the top of the 6th. We are back here for the top of the 6th as we have a pitching change here as Nick Qualey will take over pitching duties, the lefty, trying to keep this a 3-run game here.
Yeah, that bounces people around a little bit. That moved, I think, Garrett goes to second. Owen moves over to third, and then Mikey Hogan moved over to first base. So
excellent.
Outfield stays intact, but switch positions a
pitching for the
little bit
Bobcats.
with Qualey coming in to pitch.
Mm-hmm. And this will be Nick LeBreau, the first baseman.
He's I like his game. You know, I mean no disrespect when I said a men's league player at all. In fact, I often say that about even when I was coaching basketball and I was a scouting report. Usually that type of kid worries me a bit.
Yeah.
But I've liked his game. You know, he's aggressive with throwing the ball. He made that nice play after that.
This is a high pop-up here. Should be in play for Olmsted. Oh, and he just can't get it. And that will be fair.
Yeah,
that's going to have to be an error on Olmsted, unfortunately, as we have a first runner on here.
That was a tough one. At times, I at this level, I know Major League level and Division I level, the pitcher doesn't take pop-ups. But at a high school level, I was just talking this the other day with
it's all instinct,
Brickley.
You
know, that's tough for Ben. Should have made it, but it's tough for him with a little bit of breeze that we got right now. He's got to come out there in front of home plate. He got turned around.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes I don't necessarily mean on that play, but sometimes I think it's okay when your pitcher does take a play.
Yeah. I mean, if he can get it and there's nobody on, no risk, why not?
Like we said with the kid from Goffstown, oftentimes your best player, your pitchers are your best players at high school level. So I know it's an unwritten rule in Major League level, the pitcher never takes it. I think high school sometimes, and I don't know if that one should have been Nicholas's or not.
Yeah, and I think we have a pinch runner here at first.
Yeah, he's just coming in.
Not sure if we trying to get the roster, trying to get a name. This one will be hit to second. Might be double play ball here. And not in time, as this will get the runner to second with one out here.
That was I was wondering if Henry was close enough to get it tag and throw, and I think that might have been the smarter play. It was just almost one of those ones where you're a little too short, and that timing was off.
And that'll be Taylor French getting to second base.
Now batting number 14, Will Susi.
Number 14, Will Susi up, the right fielder, with a man in scoring position.
Well, shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit here in this inning.
Now what you like to see right now, a couple errors. It'll be a strike here as Qualey deals.
Yeah, he's coming right at the batters here too, the first three.
This one will be hit high to right, or more of an infield.
It is tough to tell out here.
It's tough.
Yeah.
You got the tough angle.
Yep. But it's not a bad angle, is it?
No, of course. It's beautiful.
Now,
it's hard to tell just the bat coming off the ball sometimes where exactly it's going to end up.
When you do Plymouth State games, you're right behind the.
Yeah, we're right behind the dugout.
That's nice too. But
you don't get the sun.
Get the sun. Hey, once we get the cat shack open here, a little popcorn, nice cold Coke for yourself.
Exactly.
Bathrooms open. You won't mind all that.
Oh no, the accommodations, what it's all about.
Now, as you said, this is pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, are you guys renovating a little bit inside here too?
Not too much. This is was built by our building trades program a number of years ago, and just this upstairs is never, it's storage, but there's not right now. There's not a ton that we can store or have to store out here. But I'll tell you, for football games and here in the spring and field hockey games in the fall, when they open up the cat shack and serve some dogs and burgers, they really do put out.
I bet.
Food. Yeah, it's nice.
Quayle deals. Big swing and a miss here. This will be Nolan Gamet. Nolan trying to fight this one off. Quayle with the windup. That'll be a big swing and a miss, but a little bit of a bounce here. That will end the sixth. As the Bobcats are still down 4-1 here as they enter the bottom of the sixth, trying to get a rally going to tie this one up. We are back here as the Bobcats try and get a rally going, down 4-1 in the bottom of the sixth.
Leading off for the Bobcats, number 8, Owen Brickley.
Owen Brickley up at the plate as the Bobcats are running out of time here to make a move. Still a lot of baseball left, and that will be a hit pitch, and sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yep.
A runner is on, or is a a man on's a man on, however you get it.
Yeah, we saw that last inning a little bit where we, knocking on the door, and maybe if he comes back the next inning, hits the first batter with the first pitch, who knows what's going to happen?
Yep, absolutely. Look for a steal attempt here late in the game. Got to be aggressive.
Got a good lead.
Got a good lead. Pretty close there as he scampers back to first. Now I'm confused. So we have a pinch runner out for LeBreau, but he's back in the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yep. Re-entering. And again, it's smart on their part.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's a
bigger guy.
Big, strong guy. They were just looking for a little speed on the base path. So
can you do that multiple times here?
No, I think that player, yes, that player can only come in, and once he's out, I believe he's done for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now in softball, they have different rules for for both the catcher and the pitcher, where you can have substitute runners.
Okay. This one will get by and will be out of play as Brickley gets a second here, and the Bobcats have something going with no outs. Husick's still on the mound.
And again, he's pitched a heck of a game.
He's pitched phenomenally.
But here we go. Sixth inning, and he hits him with the first pitch and throws one away. And, they're high school kids. Anything can happen.
Exactly. He's going to have to put this one behind him and just keep working. Mike Hogan here looking to bunt, and he will put it down. Gets it down as the runner advances to third. Hogan will be out at first, but job well done as the Bobcats have a man just 90 feet away from making this a two-run game.
Trying to whittle away.
Exactly. Playing a little small ball. This will bring up pitcher with just a man 90 feet away trying to get this lead and cut. And Nick Quayle is a senior, correct?
No, Nichols is junior. So we have him next year. I would love to. For years, I was begging Nick to play something in the fall. Mm-hmm. He does basketball and baseball and does very well for us in both. But
this one will be hit out of play.
Whether it was when he was in junior high, whether it was cross country, golf, obviously soccer, football, and just trying to get him to do anything. Yep. But he does well in the two and works in that off season. We'd like to see him step it up a little bit.
Nick Quayle hits this one in the gap. Will be gotten to, but the run will score here as the score is 4-2 as Nick Quayle gets the RBI.
Yeah, he was hoping that was going to get through. Nicholas does a good job of pulling the ball and getting it to the right side. My hope wasn't that he was going to turn on it too much and get it to that first baseman because I think that may have even happened. I don't know if it happened his last time up or first time up, but Nick can really turn on a ball and get it to that first baseman, and then he would have probably not scored from third. But
yep, and Garrett Demas, who has moved on to the infield now, pitched a pretty solid game, gave you 5 solid innings.
Yeah.
What more could you ask for against a great team like this?
Well, one inning was a little bit of everything, a little bit snake bitten on some things.
Well, all the runs came in that one inning.
Yeah.
Other than that, he was perfect.
Yeah, he's pitched well.
Husick still dealing out there. Big swing and a miss here.
I'm not sure what Coach Boyle's going to do in the next couple games. I think he's probably, if I had to guess, maybe Owen on Wednesday against John Stark, and maybe, I don't know if he'll go with Finkel on Friday. I'm not sure. We haven't seen Ryan this year, but Coach actually has a number of arms in that dugout that could throw. We saw AJ Colgate come in that last game, I believe, to close out the last inning. Patrick Malm's throwing some pitches. He's obviously been injured with the shoulder, but he's got some kids that and I'm sure there'll be some games that he has to throw, a couple of these kids that maybe haven't pitched much.
That'll be a swing and a miss, but it gets away, and that'll come off the bag, and he'll be out with the tag. Nice play there by LeBreau. Had to come off the bag for that one as the Bobcats get one back here as we enter the 7th, which is the final inning, as the Bobcats trying to hold them to 4-2. We are back here for the top half of the 7th as the Goffstown will try and add some insurance runs here. Nick Quayle deals. That one's fouled off.
Ooh. I don't know if the gentleman over there caught it.
Looks like he made a nice snag.
I wasn't sure if the gentleman in the blue got hit with it, but either way, the guy in the maroon ended up with the ball.
Absolutely. Big swing.
Nick's doing a good job coming right at these guys as well.
Leading off for Goffstown, number 17. Sebastian Beal.
This will be Sebastian Beal. We have not seen him in the game yet, so he will be the pinch hitter. Quayle with the windup. High. Seemed that might have been right in the zone as Beal kind of ducked underneath it.
Yeah, it was up a little bit. It was a bender that looked like it came in a little bit high. Nicholas has some good off-speed stuff.
Trying to get a first out. That won't be low and away.
Breeze picking up here a little bit.
Just a little bit.
See if that helps us in the last inning because it's definitely blowing out to left center.
This one will be hit hard to short. Should be easy pickings for the Bobcats, but he will be safe.
Yeah, it was. Mike doesn't play over there a ton. The throw was a little low by Henry, but probably should have been picked. I think Mike's probably feeling like he could have had it, but hasn't had a ton of reps over there yet this year.
Yep. So Hogan responsible for the runner right now. There's no outs here for Goffstown as they try and tack on, get that lead back up to at least 3.
Yeah, I think it's pretty important that we come out of this one not giving any runs.
Need that late inning rally. This one will be bunted, no good. And this will be another pickle here. Get in safe. Little slow on the throw as Beal's able to get in there. And the girls softball team able to come back and win 3-1 against Goffstown. So great win by them.
That is a great win. That was just like we said with this game, great early test for them, and they've had 2 now, Sanborn and Goffstown, and they've responded well. So that's
this one is high popped up, might be out of play here. No one's going to get to that. Bounces right near the dugout.
So your Celts yesterday, did you get to watch them? They had a tough...
I did not. We were doing the baseball broadcast, but that was a tough 2-point loss, I heard.
Kind of expected. They had a big comeback, correct?
Absolutely.
Were they down 20?
I think so. What I read. But this will be Ethan Smith, the second baseman. Hitting this one a third will be high, and this one will get through the infield. And that will stop the runner at third, but we got guys on the corners here.
Yeah, again, similar inning to the one that they scored the 4. A couple innings here and there don't go our way, and all of a sudden you got runners on the corners and no outs.
Clay Campbell trying to make something happen here with a guy just 90 feet away from a run. Trying to make this a 5-2 game for Goffstown. The runner goes, but the throw will go to third, keep him on his toes. We got 2 runners in scoring position now. Goffstown has done a good job of that with the man on third.
Yeah, they're aggressive.
always seeming to take that second base.
No, you definitely can see there's a reason that they've had the success they've had in the last 6 years, being in the championship, 3 of the 6.
So it'll be fouled out of play, and Clay Campbell just trying to make something happen. Wind is starting to pick up just a bit.
And it is blowing out to the left center, coming right across the deck that we're on.
Well, the wind at Panther Park yesterday was brutal.
I'm surprised those fields don't dry out quicker. That's because it's got to be one of the windiest places in North
Easily.
America.
It's a wind tunnel. You're near the river, you're near the highway, and then the trees everywhere. It just never stops.
Anybody that's been a phys ed major or a athlete that used to have to walk down to the
Yeah.
field house just knows it's incredible the amount of wind that gets down there. That's why I'm surprised that field didn't dry out quicker than it did. But
This one will be hit to second. Should be an easy play out of the inning here.
that's good, much needed.
Interesting to see the runners not trying to advance. There was a slow roller to second base. Would have been a tough throw.
Yeah, that would have been. They have been aggressive all day, but that would have been probably a little overly aggressive. I think Garrett could have made that play to home pretty easily.
This will be Husick.
Although coach is telling the guy in third now to get a little bit bigger lead than what he had. So
Yeah.
maybe I didn't see where he was at, but he may not have had that.
Well, I
secondary
think
lead.
I think if he had that lead, he might have. I think if he had that lead, he might have had a chance. But he
You're
seemed
right.
to be near the base.
You're right. I mean,
Throughout.
watching him in that lead this time and the secondary lead, and coach saying hey, anything to the right side, you're going. That's what he's been told this time around.
That'll be low. Nick getting some encouragement from the fans. To the left, I'm seeing Clay Campbell. This one will be popped up. Should be playable, and it will be in play. Nice play by Garrett, making the routine play.
Yeah, 2 outs in a row.
Two outs in a row.
By Garrett. That's good.
And we see to my left, Clay Campbell warming up with the catcher, who evidently will probably be closing this one out. And this will be Tyler Santoro, starting catcher here for the
Number 4,
for the Goffstown.
catcher Tyler Santoro.
The big out right here. Definitely need this one. Quayle deals. A big swing and a miss right there by Santoro.
This is pretty important batter right here. Give yourself not that you don't, your chance, but 2 runs instead of 3 or a 4 run going into the bottom of the 7th. Big difference.
World of difference right here as Quayle tries to get this one high and away. Olmsted no problem there. Quayle trying to get out of this one. In a jam. This one a big swing and a miss by Santoro. As Quayle seems to have settled down from some early jitters.
I put that right across his eyes. You said it earlier. It's tough to lay off those ones that come in eye height.
Quayle deals. Big strike 3 as Quayle strands 2 in scoring position as the Bobcats will try and make a great comeback here, down 4-2 against one of the top teams in the state. As they will head to the bottom of the 7th. Leading off for the Bobcats is Danny Carey. He's had a bit of a tough day at the plate today with a couple strikeouts, but
Yeah, this guy's Husick's had his number for sure.
and Husick's going to finish this one out, it seems, or at least he's going to try.
I'm thinking that he'll probably, if he gets into any trouble, I bet they'll bring the shortstop in.
But he has been phenomenal today for Goffstown.
Danny's been behind him all day, and he's not the only one, but boy, he's come right at him. What is it, 1-1 right now, right?
Yeah, 0-2, or 1-2.
Is it 1-2?
I believe so. I believe 2 cuts. Not the greatest memory for me. This one, big swing and a miss here. I guess, yeah, you were right.
Now we're at 1-2, I believe.
1-2. It's hard with the scoreboard over there.
It is.
And that'll be strike 3 for Dan Carey.
This guy's he's come right at him, too.
Tough day to play for Dan Carey, but it is not over here for the Bobcats, as Ben Olmstead, the catcher, senior captain, trying to get this one going.
Yeah, it's too bad, Dan. You got to get,
12.
like to get that one runner on to give you, as you said, tying run at the plate always is a little different mentality. Kitch pitched a very nice game.
Yeah, really only ran into trouble in the first. I mean, obviously, last inning with 2 guys on, but
A couple times, a couple innings with base runners.
had the Bobcats number for most of the day. It's Olmstead trying to get a late rally going.
Good job laying off that one.
Number 12 trying to get it going late on that one. It seems all Bobcats are a bit late with this guy.
So again, I don't know. You don't want to be defensive, but sometimes if a kid's got a little pop, just shorten up a little bit. And they may be. It's tough to tell from here, but shorten up, choke up, like the little old-time coaches would tell you, and you can still punch some hits out there.
This one sliced out of play.
Boy, it's nice weather. White Mountain Country Club's got to be open.
I know.
Are you a golfer?
Not a golfer.
Jeez.
Wanna be one day.
It's all right. We're all golf wannabes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great sport, great game, whatever you want to call it. But I know Owl's Nest, I believe, is opening this Friday.
This one will be hit right to second. Should be routine, and it will be as Goffstown is just 1 out away from a big win here
Down to the
in
final.
Plymouth, New Hampshire.
We got Colby Moore going in, and he's pinch batting, I believe, for Ryan Finkel.
No batting for the Bobcats.
Colby Moore, solid basketball season for the
Colby
Bobcats as
Moore.
well. One of these multi-sport athletes. Also a football player.
Football player. He's a big part of our both championship runs, but he had a nice year this year. I'd like to see him. Like to see him end up at Plymouth State. He might go to Dean, but I think he's football's his passion for sure, and he's an aggressive kid. Will go at things 100 miles. He's not afraid of contact on either side of the ball, but I definitely see him as a defensive player in college. But
Excellent.
I'd love to see him get to Plymouth State or Dean. But as you know, that collegiately, the kids that I mentioned, it's tough. You go from being all of you guys are best players on your high school team, and especially that game of football. It's so physically timed.
Exactly.
And in all the sports you do, every collegiate game is so much more physical than what they're used to in high school. It's just an adjustment. You know?
For me, at least, the speed really wasn't the difference. It was the strength of the players. As Colby Moore takes a hack at that one.
2-2 down. They think it's. I think maybe the next level's up, Division 2, Division 1. You'd notice the speed and physicalness, but I think the 3 is definitely it's that physicalness for sure. Any sport. Basketball, I go to a Little East basketball game, and I'm like, geez, I used to coach. I was an assistant.
Here we go. That won't be high.
And when you go to high school and then go back again, you're just blown away with how physical it is compared to the high school level.
Exactly. And the size difference, obviously, in basketball, too.
Yeah. But you don't see that in golf.
Usyk deals. This one will be swung on to third base. It'll be a foul. So they're down.
Speaking of golf, just to let viewers know, and I didn't know if you were a golfer, but we have our Bobcat Classic. It's we don't do much, just a small, fun golf tournament on May 20th up at Owl's Nest Golf Course. And they do a great job, and we put on a pretty good feed after, nice prizes, nice raffle gifts. Even if you're around, we'll have graduated by that time. But we have a lot of people just stop up just for afterwards and have a
could be
a soda and a bite to eat, but that's May 20th. But, Colby goes down swinging.
If the Bobcats lose a tough one here against a very skilled and very powerful Goffstown team. Any final thoughts, Jim?
Yeah, I thought obviously the better team won here today. I thought Plymouth did a pretty good job hanging in there and giving themselves a chance. We never came in with that timely hit, but it was Husick, I think the pitcher's name was, really did a good job of coming right at us. And it not a bad game, like we said at the beginning of the year, to test yourself, know this. Know that if we see these guys again, I think we obviously can play with them. We just got to get our bats going, and we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot, but we had a couple mistakes there, whether they be errors or walks or a little missing the cut here and there, and that leads to their 4 runs instead of our 2 runs. So a lot to learn and head about for sure.
Yeah. Garrett Demas pitched a pretty solid game for them. Obviously had that one tough 4-run inning here is kind of why we have the results we do. But obviously no moral victories. But you can't take some things away. Obviously the base running was pretty solid, and the Garrett Demas, you got to credit him for a solid game here. We'll have an interview with Coach Mike Boyle following the game as Plymouth loses this one to Goffstown as a score of 4-2. This is Colin Letty here with the athletic director Jim Carey. Thanks for coming on, Jim.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All you guys do.
I'm here with Coach Mike Boyle following a tough 4-2 loss to Goffstown, obviously one of the premier teams in the state. So we talked about before the season, competing with these top teams there's no moral victories here, but what can you take away from this?
Well, I just told the guys, it's obviously one of the best teams in the state, let alone our division. And we went toe-to-toe with them. We lost 4-2. We battled at times. We had, basically one tough inning there in the 3rd inning and gave a few extra outs and some base runners came around. So, we just got to stick with it and, get through this beginning part of the season. We got a tough week. We got John Stark coming up on Wednesday. So, we just got to stick with it, stay the course, and come back tomorrow and get better.
Absolutely. And Garrett Demas, another great performance out of him. Obviously had that one tough 4-run inning. So what do you say to a guy like that, takes the loss but also gave you 5 solid innings?
Yeah, he started off, he was cruising. And then we ran into some trouble there in the 3rd. So, again, it's just another guy early in the season. He's just got to stick with it. And, guys behind him, we got to make the plays. And, things will come.
Absolutely, and I'm sure they will. Thank you for joining us. This is Colin Letty with Pemmy Baker TV. Thank you for joining in, Bobcat Nation.